Polyhedron, we started looking at some. If every face, I better put this thing on so I can see myself. If you have a three-dimensional solid like this, and every face is a polygon, like it's made up of rectangles, triangles, squares. If every face is a polygon, then it's a polyhedron. And you drew some of those on the first learning opportunity of this unit. That's a polyhedron. And there are two main types of polyhedrons. The prisms and the pyramids. We looked at that a bunch. I'm just afraid I've lost my thing. No, I'm good. We looked at that on Friday together when we sorted them into prisms and pyramids. There are other types, but mostly you'll deal with prisms and pyramids. Okay, here's the point where I need to hold some things up and hope you can see. So tissue box is a polyhedron because every face is a rectangle. It's also a prism, parallel and congruent rectangular bases. There's two bases and they're parallel and congruent. But for right now I just want to focus on faces, edges, and vertices. So the faces, there's a face, there's a face. This is what we mean by faces. And you might call them sides, but really we should call them faces if it's three-dimensional faces. The edges are where two faces meet, like where this face and this face meet, there's an edge right there. Here's another edge. Where this face and this face meet, there's another edge. There's another edge up here, right there where this face and this face meet. So this is what we mean by edges. Faces, edges, and vertices are the corners, just like they always have been. That's the one thing that's the same as 2D. So the corners where the edges meet are vertices. One of them would be a vertex, but plural would be vertices. Okay, if you look at the reference sheet, let me put it up there again. On this side of the reference sheet, not all of these are polyhedrons. So pause for a second and see if you can find one that's not a polyhedron. This is a polyhedron because all faces are triangles. This is a polyhedron because it's got triangles and then a square. All of those are polygons. But when you get to something like the sphere, not only it has no faces, or it has one face depending on how you define a face, but it's certainly not a polygon. A cone would be a good example. We looked at that on Friday. It's got a circular base. Circle is not a polygon, so it's not a polyhedron. These four are not polyhedrons, these four in this corner. Cylinder is not a polyhedron, and ellipsoid's kind of like an egg shape. Those are not polyhedrons.